been working to stabilize services. They've been working with understaffed, undersupplied. Is that a word? If it's not, hopefully we can put it in Dolton needs today. But they've worked in some tough conditions, and I wish I could say that tomorrow we're going to snap our fingers and it's going to be over, but it's not. I will say that we'll continue to work together. We'll continue to move the needle forward so that as we are, God willing, able to transition into a new administration, we will see things light years ahead of where we've been. Similarly, just to be a part of observing the community come together and hug on each other through these difficult times, fight together and love together. So it's definitely been an experience, and it's one that we want to make sure, as Trustee Belcher mentioned, that we continue to move the needle. This fight is not over. It has just gotten started, and we are here for it. We are inspired, and we want to make sure that we continue working together. Lastly, thanks, Trustee Steve. I paid him well for that. Lastly, there was a plea, and we will be asking, so any legislators that may be paying attention, as the trustees are working, we are working hard to get our audits caught up. We are working hard to make sure we have budgets that are responsible. And the trustees are saying, we don't have a problem managing money. We just need more money to manage. So that being said, we will close general announcements, and I will transition to village clerk's report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to ask the Board of Trustees to approve the minutes for January the 6th, 2025 regular board meeting.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 6th, 2025?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
There a motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Norwood. Any discussion? No discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay.
Item B, communication. I was going to talk about the upcoming election, and I'm so glad to hear that all of you guys are so up to date on these dates. I'm going to say it anyway, but I wanted to remind everybody of the upcoming election for 2025. The early voting for consolidated primary election is February the 10th through the 24th. And that will be held at Calumet City Library, that's 600 Manistee in Calumet City, Illinois. The election day is on February the 25th. At wherever you normally vote, you would go to that location in your precinct. And if you do absentee ballots, you probably have received them in the mail. So please complete those. Don't hold on to them. Complete them, send them back in as soon as possible, because the sooner you get them in, the quicker the vote to get counted. Again, April 1st is our consolidated general election, and early voting for that is March 17th through the 31st. And again, that will be held at Calumet City Library in Calumet City. And that concludes my report, and I hope everyone come out to vote.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. If you normally vote at Berger Vandenberg School, that school is under construction. So they will now vote at Diekman School, which is on 151st and Diekman Court. So just to let you know, is it Dorchester?
It's 15121 Dorchester.
I should know that, right? Because I vote there. It's on Dorchester. Again, the parking is limited, so if you can early vote, that'd be great, because they put 4 precincts in a little small school auditorium. So it's going to be really tight. So if you it'll be probably better to come out and early vote, but if you have to vote on election day, just be prepared to have to look for parking, because it's pretty tight over there. I see a question out there. We normally don't ask, but this is important.
Yeah.
Sure, go on.
Can you put out a flyer about this voting detail?
I'd be more than happy to give copies of those. If anyone need a copy of this, I can make sure we get you copies. Okay?
County clerk also does a mailer.
The county clerk also does a mailer, so you should get something in the mail. But if you would like a copy, you can go to my office tomorrow, the clerk's office, and we'll be more than happy to give you a copy. All right.
And I will say, we have a new Cook County Clerk, Monica Gordon, who will do an amazing job. So be on the lookout for any information from her. Okay, if we can, does that conclude your communications?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, the next thing we have, there's village administrator. We have no report for that this evening. There was an engineer's report that was emailed over to the board for review. So I'll ask that we take note of anything in that report. Department head reports. I was not informed that there will be any department head reports. I'll briefly pause to see if any departments have. I see our fire chief has a report. Let's give him a round of applause. I appreciate it being a new day because we love to make sure everybody has the opportunity to give these reports. Thank you very much, Chief Calhoun.
Thank you, everyone. Trustees, Mayor Pro Tem, and everyone here. I just have a quick report on what we've done at the fire department. I am John Calhoun. I am the interim fire chief for now. And my report goes as follows. We've had 578 calls this year so far. And in those calls, we've had fire responses, motor vehicle accidents, as well as emergency medical services. But I wanted to point out this one on Thursday, January 30th, we had a structure fire or home fire at 14500 or on the 4500 block of South Dolton. The fire was in the basement. Crews quickly put the fire out. No one was injured, but the reason why I wanted to point that out is to segue into the program that we did start at the fire department, and that is our smoke detector installation program. Please, if you need smoke detectors in your home, make sure you contact the fire department at 708-201-3259 and schedule your appointment, and we will come out. We've partnered with the American Red Cross. We will come out and we will install a smoke detector. We have to do it that way. We can't just give it to you, but we do have to install smoke detectors in your home. We're starting with 2 per home, and we just want you to be safe, and want to make sure everyone is, well taken care of. All right. Thank you. That's it for my report.
Thank you very much, Chief. Okay. Any additional reports at this time? Don't shake your head so hard, John. I see you. I'll tease it. Okay, that'll conclude department reports. Next we have on the agenda is the corporate bills. Let me go through the pack. I could have had that together. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to read the accounts payable list first because that's the one that popped up first here for me. So I will ask, or I'm going to make a motion that we approve the payment accounts payable warrant list dated February 3rd, 2025 with corporate payments of $1,247,790.89. Payroll for January 2nd, $447,362.55. Payroll January 24th, $445,301.21. Melanie Fitness Center register payments of $1,244.32. Total payments on this register, $2,141,698.97. Is there a motion to approve the bills as read? Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion.
All right, Trustee Norwood, is there a second? Second. Okay, hear a motion and a second. Any discussion on the bills? All right, no discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Present.
Present.
Motion
Okay.
passed.
Okay, next we have the electronic payments list for December 31st, 2024, with corporate payments of $9,156.30, water fund payments $304,262.08. Total payments on this register $313,418.38. Is there a motion to pay the electronic list as read?
I make a motion.
Here, a motion, trustee Belcher, is there a second?
Second.
Here, properly motion and second, any discussion? No discussion, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to item number 11, which is discussion and the possible improvement of the settlement offer presented 300 West Sibley versus the Village of Dolton. This item was discussed in executive session on in our January board meeting. A little bit more teeth was put into the document. So I will make a motion for approving the settlement offer, and I'll ask, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing a motion and second, any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'll ask clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Next up, we have item for 12A, discussion of Players Park Commercial Land Use Development. This is our village administrator, Keith Freeman. I'll ask Administrator Freeman if he'll come join us to expand a little bit. I think you have a few items. We got a nice comfortable seat for you, sir. Yeah, wherever you would like. Okay, if you don't mind, just kind of elaborate so that the community understands what is being done.
Okay. So the Players Park development is a project that will bring a semiconductor light manufacturing company to Dolton. It will also bring some much needed community improvements, baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields. It's right, I believe the project is slated for right off of Dolton Avenue and Expressway. Right now, we're just in the discussion phase. So what the company is asking is they're asking for the support of the board to start exploring the options. Now, this is not something that's set in stone. We're at the beginning phases, the infancy phases of this project.
Yo, one time for Keith Freeman coming back in the game, looking like a super honest man now. So one time for Keith Freeman real quick.
And the board of trustees to discuss it with them, as well as to set up some community meetings, possibly some committee meetings to discuss the overall proposal. I think it's a great idea. I believe the Park District has been working on this for the past year and some change. I know that the project has been mentioned for over maybe 5 or 6 years, but we're in the infancy stages. So it's a really good project. I think everyone here would probably say that we probably need some more community engagement projects. So light manufacturing, community engagement, I think it's a win-win for everybody. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I probably can't answer any questions right now, but feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to not only answer your questions, but set up some times for you guys to talk to the people that are proposing the project.
Okay, I will add a little bit more on there as well. The investors are former Dolton residents and grew up in the community of Dolton. We have invited them previously, I would say in December, to come do a presentation along with the individual that did the presentation for 14700 Harvard. There was a scheduled clash, but they will be brought to the community for further discussion. At this moment, I believe we're just discussing a letter of intent that's a non-binding.
Correct.
But we do want to make sure that the community is aware of other projects that we are working towards fulfillment and a more economic development for the community. But I'll yield to see if any board member has questions.
I just would like to know if maybe, I know Keith Freeman said that this is the infancy stage, but would they be able to do a presentation or something for us?
We can set up a time. I'll set up a time for them to come do a presentation for you guys individually. And maybe we can set up a community meeting, before the next board meeting. So I'll work on it.
Thank you.
And I can say I've insisted with them that they do a community meeting before the board takes any formal action.
That is correct. You want me to stay up here?
Oh, yeah, you keep everything that says. We're gonna call.
I haven't seen you guys in so long. This is so weird, you know. How you guys doing today?
Okay, you guys know, and this was kind of what I talked about at the beginning. That, I mean, there was a culture of a lot of fighting, so back and forth for so much time that it took a growing period. It really did for all of us. So I'm going to ask if everybody can give Keith Freeman a round of applause at this time.
One time for Keith Freeman. One time.
We do thank you for what
Brother
you're
just
doing.
looked so much
But
more
I'm
honest.
going to call you Derek Blocker so we can go to
Not
item
up
C.
on the tip.
I'll take it.
Item C is the approval of annual Xerox Business Solution Services Equipment. Oh, did I? Could be?
Yeah, you skipped one.
Ooh, okay, I'll call you Derek later. Discussion and approval of Vista National Comprehensive Employment Benefits Package.
So I'm not here to present that. That's just our employment benefits. I believe Bridget Stewart is somewhere here. So she could, come on, Bridget, come on.
If we can, just so I can take everything. Bridget, if you're okay, I'll go through all the items that Keith has, and then we'll come back to the Vista, if that's all right with you. All right, so I'll come back to Vista for that presentation. Administrator, if you're okay with item C, approval of the Xerox Business Solution Services Equipment Agreement.
Oh, yes, this is just an agreement, our annual agreement for our Xerox copiers, scanners, the equipment across the village. So this isn't just for the Village Hall, this is for Village Hall, Public Works, Police Department, and the Fire Department. I believe it's for the contract for the existing printers, but it also adds, I believe, a copier, scanner, printer, all in one for the clerk's office, which is desperate need of one. So you're very, very welcome.
Okay, and then looking, I don't recall seeing the duration of this contract. Is this 3 years?
Every year is 1 year.
1 year? Fantastic.
Every year is 1 year.
The paperwork said 3 years.
Say it again.
The paperwork said 3 years.
The paperwork says 3 years. I had them send me another DocuSign. So the copy that I have is DocuSign. I sent you that one. I told them we were going to do a yearly renewal, so.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, if we can, I would like to do only annual renewals while we work our way back to solvency.
Absolutely.
All right. Any additional questions from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agreement as entered on the agenda?
Motion to accept is read.
Second.
Hear a motion by trustee Stan Brown and a second by trustee Belcher. We had discussion, so any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next we have the discussion and approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Dolton and AFSCME Council 31. Administrator Freeman.
Yes. So our Public Works Department, the contract for the Public Works Department, the Housing Department, and the Water Department, we've agreed to a new 6-year deal with them. The first year it starts at 0%, which means they didn't ask for any retro, thank God, because we didn't have the money for that. The next 5 years are progressive, and I believe the terms are in the contract. But this is the start of us trying to figure out how to take care of all of our workers. The service workers are the backbone of our community, and for a long time before I got here and before the trustees got involved, we really struggled with being able to keep up with their contracts. So this is the first time we got ahead, and hopefully this will give us an opportunity to set the standard for the future contracts for not only for AFSCME, but for the police department, the fire department, and those unions. They work incredibly hard. They're owed every single cent that they get, and this will help us. Mike McGrath and his firm has done a great job of helping us negotiate these contracts. So I appreciate their time and energy and effort because we were way behind. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And hopefully this is the start of a long period of us being able to stabilize the Village of Dolton in a great way. So I'm asking that you approve this contract for the AFSCME. I believe it was the local 2199.
Yes. Okay, is there a motion for the approval of the contract as stated?
I make a motion.
Second.
So I heard trustee Belcher is the motion, Who's gonna fight it out for the second? I think I'll go trustee Tammy Brown with the second. And any further discussion at this time? Hearing none, clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next up, item E.
All right.
Item E, discussion and collective bargaining agreement between the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council. That's also Administrator Freeman.
This is one of those contracts that I want to apologize in advance. We got everyone's contract done, but these wonderful ladies that work in the records division, they work incredibly hard. They worked harder than they get a lot of credit for. And this contract, if you don't know, is from 2021 to 2024. It's been that long since they had a contract. So we are incredibly grateful to them. We're sorry that it took this long to get the contract done, but we finally got a contract done for them. This contract mirrors the contract for the police department's patrol unit and sergeant's division. So their increases will continue. These ladies work incredibly hard. These people work incredibly hard, and I appreciate them. And I don't get a chance to tell them because I don't like, just popping up in the police department. I'm just being honest. But thank you. I'm sure you guys know that at this point. But thank you to all of those, every single person that works in that office. And this is the contract that you guys deserve, and hopefully we can do better next time. So I'm asking that you approve the contract for the FOP Records Sector and Records Division.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the contract as stated?
A motion to accept.
By trustee Belcher. Any additional discussion at this time?
I would like to say something. Thank you, Keith, for making it known. The ladies in the records department of the police department, most of them been there over 5 to 10 years, and they are very deserving of getting their contract and making sure they work hard. They are the backbones of the police department, making sure. So I'm happy that we are able to get this contract moving forward because they do work really hard.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, clerk Keys, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
You don't look like
Okay. All right, next up, item F, approval and settlement agreement between the Village of Dolton and Jessica Burns and May Burns. Administrator Freeman.
Well, I'll defer to
Attorney McGrath.
Attorney McGrath for this one.
But if we can, I'll pause this one too. I don't want you to keep standing there all day.
Thank you.
So we'll come back. If you're okay, Mike, we'll pause to go through. We'll come back to F. Next, item G is approval of a business license name from TAC Group LLC to follow the business names as listed on the agenda. Administrator Freeman.
Yes, so TAC Group is the company that owns St. Patrick's on Lincoln Avenue and Sibley Boulevard. When they applied for their business licenses, the business license is under the TAC Group. For insurance purposes, they're asking that we change the names for each individual venue located inside of the building. So I am asking that the Board of Trustees allow for them to change the name on the license that you guys already approved at the previous meeting to the names listed on the agenda.
Okay, and so this was already approved. Any additional risk or exposure that we would have with changing the name?
No, I think it actually helps with the coverage. So under the one COI, the certificate of insurance, there would only be there's only a certain threshold. I believe it's a $5 million threshold. So under this COI, each individual level will have a $5 million threshold, which will be a maximum of $30 million for the entire building, which again would help us. God forbid something happened, but at least each individual place is covered. So we want to make sure that they still have to go through the process, like they're still in at the phase. I know Trustee Brown and I had a conversation today about making sure that they finish all the work, that they get all of their formal inspections are completed, that they did everything that they're supposed to. But right now, this is just sort of a formality with the name change. But we will make sure that they do everything that they're supposed to do before they're open, and we'll make sure that they cover all their bases. I think it's a wonderful project, and I think it's something that Dalton deserves. So.
Thank you. So hearing this, is there a motion to approve the business license name change?
A motion.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
Second,
Hearing her motion, trustee Norwood, second, was that trustee Belcher?
yes.
Okay, any further discussion?
So I just have a question. So, because I see on here, so each level, they're still using TAC, but it's just doing business as for the insurance purposes so like.
So
Each
TAC
one
Group
have different
LLC, so TAC Group LLC will change. So one level is TAC Group LLC doing business as St. Patrick's Beverage Depot.
Right.
The next one is PTK though, as opposed to the TAC Group. One is PTK LLC. So I tried to list them all individually and separately. So some of the names won't be TAC Group, some of them have other names, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's all.
Okay, any additional questions? Hearing none, clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that,
Jason,
yes, sir.
excuse me, I'm a little late on this here. Do we have a opening day for St. Patrick's? We've been given a time frame when they're gonna open up?
No, I don't have an opening date, but as soon as I get it,
Huh?
Well, yeah, to my knowledge, at this time, I believe there still is extra steps that they need to do. So I'm unaware of an opening date, but I think that there's still additional due diligence that needs to be done.
This Sunday?
you guys always know more information than I do. You guys beat me to it.
All right, Mrs. Allen knows people, so you gotta hang out with her. All right, well, that's gonna conclude, the items for Administrator Freeman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, wonderful to see you guys.
Okay. I'm gonna circle back to item F, and ask Attorney McGrath if he can talk about the approval and settlement between the Village of Dolton and Jessica Burns and May Burns.
Yes, this is a case that our office did not handle. It was essentially a case where a vehicle was stopped and two people claimed that they and the vehicle was improperly seized. They filed a federal lawsuit. Hinshaw and Culberson, which is a very good firm downtown, represented the village in defense of the matter. They went to a settlement conference, and based upon the cost of defending cases like this, there's already been extensive legal costs, and there would be additional legal costs to fight the case through to trial if it went that far. It was their recommendation, everyone's recommendation, to settle this matter for $57,000 with no admission of liability on behalf of the village or the two officers involved. So we go along with that recommendation and recommend approving the settlement in that amount.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve the settlement as stated by Attorney McGrath?
I'll motion.
Her motion, trustee Norwood, is there a second?
Second.
Her motion by trustee Norwood, second by trustee Tammy Brown. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. I don't want to say last, but definitely not least. We're going back to item B with Vista National. So I know we have the broker of record. Forgive me for not having the name handy. Miss Bridget, come on and join the Dolton family. Thank you. Yeah, we have one. Well, I have one here. This might be in there too.
It's in the packet.
It's in there? Okay. Yeah, I saw a few things about it. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I got it. Yep, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, trustees. So what you have before you should be a financial overview of the insurance renewal proposal for the Village of Dolton. And basically what we're looking at, first off, does everyone have the copy of the financial summary letter?
Yes.
Basically, this is just going to provide a financial overview of what the Village of Dolton will be paying going forward for your medical, dental, and vision lines of coverage. Your insurance proposal or your insurance programs do in fact renew March 1st. So what you have again before you are the details of your medical insurance. So your medical program with Blue Cross and Blue Shield will be increasing almost 12%, 11.9%. Right, you'll see what that annual increase is, a little over $200,000 for your medical insurance. It initially though came in at 19.7, but we were able to negotiate that down to 11.9, so a little shy of 12%. Your program with Lincoln Financial, your dental, that did come in with a 3% increase for the upcoming plan year. That equates to a little $3,800 for the year. Okay, then your vision program with IMED, there was actually no change to what you're currently paying today. That program is currently in a rate lock, meaning that there is actually no increase. The premiums will remain flat. However, your life insurance is actually, we've got to do some work on that. That program was actually terminated and canceled by Blue Cross and Blue Shield due to non-payment of premium. So what we're going to be doing is we actually have some proposals for other carriers that I'll be working with Keith and Janice to get that program reinstated with a different vendor or carrier. Questions? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So when was anybody made aware that it had canceled?
Well, the program terminated back in August of 24. Yeah. So there were, again, folks, there were several communications that were submitted to the administration, your administrators. Premiums just weren't paid. So I don't have exact dates of the communications, but there were several communications that were sent to the Village of Dolton about that. And as a result of, the policy being terminated, Blue Cross and Blue Shield will no longer reinstate. So we'll have to find a new vendor. And we've got some proposals that we can take a look at. So I'll be working with Janice, like I said, and Keith to ensure that we get that reinstated or active again ASAP.
Does that conclude your statement, Alan? Trustee Belcher? That concludes?
Yeah.
Okay, I will say, I think, of course, we want to have more dialogue on that. That's frustrating as a board member to hear, to say the least. I think I would ask that additional correspondence, in particular, if things come behind, if we can also have the board members copied on there so we can cover one another. But I'll look forward to future conversation.
Absolutely.
Any other comments from other board members? Did I do a motion to approve or not?
I got it.
Okay.
More questions?
Yeah, so it renew, you said it renews March 1st. So is this like every year that it renews?
Yes, but for the vision insurance right now, that was actually in a 4-year rate guarantee. Mm-hmm. So it's still obviously in the rate guarantee. And I believe your coverage that you have with Blue Cross, the life insurance, for example, on occasion, we may be able to secure a 2-year rate lock, but this year it is an annual renewal.
Okay, and when these are sent over, is it just a quote that's sent over and somebody looks at it and say, okay, or is there any like, okay, we can move this, negotiating with it, I guess?
Absolutely, yeah. So typically, whenever a group is up for renewal, like I said, your programs renew March 1st. We typically are maybe 75 to 90 days out. We start that marketing process. And we go out to all the different vendors, the different carriers, to try to see what is the best option for the Village of Dolton. The medical program, Blue Cross is obviously a Cadillac carrier, so we really didn't have much competition there. And you renew the medical, for example, those plans will remain as they are, no changes to the benefits. But the life insurance, again, we did shop that, and we do have some competitive carriers that would actually be a lot lower than what you were paying. But the difficulty is, we can't pay the Village of Dolton's bills. The invoices. Our job is to just advise and convey the message that, hey, Blue Cross is saying you guys need to submit payment. And if that doesn't happen, they will, submit another request for payment. And that goes directly to the Village of Dolton. And our job is to just convey the message again that, hey, you guys got to get this done. If you don't, then X, Y, and Z will take place. And that's unfortunately what happened.
And your point of contact is who?
Janice Johnson.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Personally, I don't know that it's going to be the format for my questions. But I will say I do want to have further discussion though.
Absolutely.
Hearing the presentation that's given, I'll ask, is there a motion to approve the Vista National proposal as presented? Do we have a motion to approve the presentation or the?
I make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and second, any further discussion? Okay, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Okay. So
Thank you.
with that, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, having completed that, items H and I, Mayor's not present to present, so we will surpass that, and I will ask if we have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Second. Here, a motion and second. Clerk Key, please call the roll. Trustee Sam Brown. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Sam Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7.
Well, damn it, wouldn't you know it? A smooth meeting without any drama. Tiffany A. Hayden did not show up as most people predicted. I didn't think she was going to show up throughout all the stuff that's been going on. So what a smooth, non-eventful meeting. Great for the city, for the Village of Dolton, my childhood town. Great for Dolton. No drama. That's how it's supposed to be in city government. Good stuff.
Tonight, Chicago police are warning about a serial sexual assault in the Logan Square area. They're searching for the man behind those attacks right